upon the Supreme Court determining that the General Court Martial did not have space in trying civilians, he told this country that the implication of that decision was that first, there are no charges holding these people. Secondly, that there are no files at law, because you cannot transfer an investigation by the military into the civilian courts. A file can only be in a civilian court if it has been investigated by the police. Then we had a wrong interpretation by the Attorney General, and that's why we have this confusion. The Attorney General said he could transfer files from the military court to the civilian courts. Now the judges in the civilian courts are saying we do not have those files and we do not find space for those files. Meanwhile, our people remain in prison. It is an illegal detention on various grounds. First of all, upon determining that their charges were unconstitutional, there had no space remaining in prison. Because there were no charges at law, there are no files to be transferred. Now courts are saying they cannot release people without files. We find ourselves in a dire situation. The way forward is we are going, first of all, to the civilian courts to seek for unconditional release, because our persons are in prison illegally. And something very basic, you can only be detained on a warrant. All warrants expired. There is no legal warrant holding any of these persons in prison. We do not know what the Commission of Prisons is still doing with these people without any warrant, no court order detaining these persons. This is total confusion. And lastly on that, even if we were to go on how many days you can spend on remand without trial, we are now talking of about over 200 days. At law, even if there was a lawful charge or a file to speak to, that they are incarcerated, they are detained beyond 180 days, again, they are entitled to an immediate release. So we are proceeding to the civil courts. But again, telling courts that you cannot join the oppressor, you cannot join the persecutor in this. We find ourselves with two decisions. Some people have been released, and others, especially NUP, people have been detained. So we find the courts also now very inconsistent. There's a contradiction. In some respect, the courts say we have the power to release. When it comes to the machetes, they cannot release. So we are in a conundrum. That's why we are presenting a political solution. As the SG said, we are not going to sit back. We are going to go to the civil courts and probably also invoke civil means of ensuring that these rights are what? Are respected. In Masaka, as you heard my colleague state, the decision to deny bail to Achileo, Gaddafi, Wakabi, and Eddie Mutwe was that they were going to expedite trial. The state was ready for trial, even the following week. 2 weeks down the road, there is no indication whatsoever that the state is ready, because in any case, they don't have any evidence against our persons. The way forward is we are filing a fresh bail application and see whether the court will have any other reason to hold our people, because these persons satisfied all conditions at law which are precedent or are required to release them. So we are giving it another shot. By next week we shall have filed fresh applications for bail for the persons in Masaka, and then we shall see a way forward.